Hi, I'm Cvetka. I've been a content creator on the internet for about a decade now, mainly as a text blogger, doing kind of the Fran Blanche we have at home sort of DIY engineering content. But I've decided lately that I want to transition over into mostly doing video work as a VTuber. This is definitely because I want to reach a larger audience than my writing ever has, and this feels like the way forward. And not because my girlfriend tied me to a chair for 3 months and made me watch nothing but Hollow Advent until I admitted that VTubers are pretty cool. Unfortunately, despite my excitement to get started on all of this, I'm currently out of town visiting my folks. No access to my PC means no access to my art tools to get started working on a proper model or design, and no access to try working with actual streaming tools. So I'm spending this time doing a lot of research and planning, but I do also want to experiment a little bit with video production and face tracking stuff. In fact, the primary purpose of this video is to experiment with creating something more sophisticated using only tools that I can access on my phone. And sure, I experimented a little bit with VTube Studio and with Prism Live, but at some point during my research I saw someone mention an app called Zepeto, and after having used it for a few days I can say with a great deal of confidence that Zepeto is bad. Don't use it! Zepeto is microtransaction-fueled, metaverse-adjacent social shovelware with a ton of AI stuff bolted onto it. Most of the internet these days, especially social media, is run off of the business model of holding your attention span hostage. If you're not paying money, then you're not the customer, you're the product, and you're being sold to advertisers. Zepeto is one of the most aggressive examples of this I've seen in a long time. If you don't want to spend real money in order to unlock their fake currency for buying different dresses and haircuts, you can instead subject yourself to a fire hose of advertising in order to earn it at a very, very slow rate. Or go do work that very much reminds me of Amazon Mechanical Turk answering surveys and the like. And of course this is all paired with mechanics of the kind that are meant to prey on people with gambling addictions. The mini-games are all terrible time wasters, and I haven't even looked at the social aspects of the app, but I don't expect anything good. However, compared to everything else that I've tried out of what's available to me on Android, Zepeto's character customization is actually really flexible, and without too much trouble I was able to make something that looks pretty close to what I have in mind for my actual model. Of course, a huge amount of it is locked behind monetization, especially the hairstyles, and it's extra obnoxious that on the anime-style models you even have to pay to change the eye color, but I am pretty satisfied with how Zepeto's Cvetka turned out. Their selection of clothing and accessories is pretty good too, and I was really happy to see that they even had doll joints. And moreover, while Zepeto is a closed ecosystem and I don't believe that there's any way to send these models out to any more useful software, I was shocked to see how good the face tracking on this is. Perhaps I'm just easily impressed because I've never used this kind of technology before, but it's more technically competent than I ever would have expected from a piece of software like this. I was kind of led to believe that you couldn't get tracking this good on an Android device. But here we are. Now it only does face tracking, all of the body movements are canned animations, and the photo booth mode only allows you to take 1-minute video snippets that you will then have to edit together if you want to create something like this, and the frame rate leaves a little bit to be desired. But I was surprised to see that you can just turn off the Zepeto watermark, and it has built-in chroma key support. So all in all, if you're willing to pay a little bit of money or spend half your life watching advertisements in order to unlock all the options to design your model, this isn't a terrible way to do pre-recorded video on mobile. At least, as far as I can tell. I don't know what I'm doing! To clarify, I would say that my actual point isn't really that you shouldn't use Zepeto, but that you shouldn't think of it as being a free tool. If you do, you're gonna have a bad time. Assuming that Zepeto doesn't quickly go under or find this video and ban me for trash talking their product, I could see myself continuing to use this when I'm away from home. Now, like I said, this video is primarily just meant to be a kind of a tech demo, just me practicing making a video with these tools. It's not meant to be like a proper VTuber debut, and it's not like I expect that very many people will see this anyway. I think in a few days I'll make another video actually introducing myself properly and talking about the kinds of content that I make or intend to make. For anyone who found their way to this video and actually stayed and watched through the end, thank you very much, and hopefully I'll see you soon.